This
Long
conference
break.
will now be
Saturday,
recorded.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah. Any doubts before we start? And where are we? What were we discussing?
You asked to download XML pad and do some changes.
So do we have any doubts on corporate data model?
No from my side.
Okay. So we are done with the corporate data model, right? Yes. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Entire data model. No doubts in corporate data model. Okay then.
Venu, hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Is that Debash? Yeah, Debash, go ahead.
Venu, can you show us the part to download the different type of data models? Because in that last session, like we have the existing downloading file. So at the time we just upload the existing downloaded file. So can you show the path like how to download? If you don't have the existing data model file, then how to upload that?
Yeah. Vinu, you asked us to remind you about how to first time how to uh, download the data from Partner Edge and export it from Partner Edge and import it to Provision.
I will see that. So once you log into instance, you search for corporate data model. Okay. You have import export corporate data model and import export country region specific corporate data model. You go to import export corporate data model. You'll find the option here to import and to export. Here you have import or export. You can choose if you want to export, you just first export. And once you have made changes, then you go to import. Okay. Is that clear? So you people have not downloaded existing data model.
In the drive we have downloaded, like, but
No,
can you show the path like how to download for the screen?
Yeah, don't download it from the drive. Drive is okay. No, that is just to refer. But if you have to, download it from the system, because somebody must have already made some changes. Okay, so you download the existing data model and make changes to that data model. Okay.
Actually, I have uploaded from the existing file from the drive itself.
So if you upload it from the existing drive, what happens is whatever changes that others have done, those will be lost. Now you'll have the new one again.
Venu?
Yeah.
Actually, coming to this XML pad and Notepad++, actually these two softwares is not available in my system because this is company laptop. So can you suggest any online one which is best for this?
Now, online, if you want to, even I don't use online because every organization gives you option to install this one. So XML editor online. Yes.
add such one thing, one software, but that is not friendly one.
Yeah, the code beauty is also good.
XML viewer code beauty.
XML, yeah. So what happens is whenever we want to compare two data models, okay, so we use actually this code beauty. Generally, sometimes what happens is if you want to compare the changes between the previous version and the current version, so in the code beauty 5, actually you will have those two options. The you can upload two data models and you can ask the system to identify the changes.
Okay, can you show us one example, just how to identify the tables and fields? And
You see here, there are two XMLs, right?
yeah, this
So
one only, but yeah, this one only I use
But
last
again,
time.
it is same as your notepad. You can always use notepad also.
Yeah, notepad fine. Yeah, coming to this XML pad is very look and feel is good actually for table data.
Yeah,
Source
XML
and
pad.
everything.
Yeah, if you are a beginner, yeah, you'll definitely find it useful because you don't have to struggle to look at the code.
Yes.
You can even
Not,
any
not,
new.
yeah. Notepad is a bit lengthy process. We need to find the field and everything. It's a bit
Yeah, that's there.
time-taking process. Yeah.
Yeah. Now this one also the same thing. You have to search the entire thing.
It will take little bit more time. This software.
I think this is a different one. Yeah, you can browse and check this.
Okay.
You also have option of tree view or something like this.
It's really slower. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, I mean, you're already aware of some other softwares.
Yeah, because of the you have around 30,000 lines of code, right?
Yes,
So it
yes,
takes
yeah.
time to read.
Okay. And one more thing, yeah, actually, I was tried last time this corporate data model and everything. Actually, after this fields, can we add any symbols or any logos to
No, you
identify
cannot
that
add.
field very easily?
No, you
No,
cannot
is it?
add any logo, symbols, or pictures in data models.
Oh, even if it is customizing field also, we cannot add, is it?
Field can now you can use the existing fields like in the corporate data model. You have for each and every object you have around for 70 up to 70 or 60 to 70 fields, custom fields. You can choose from those custom fields.
No, oh yeah, even the custom fields also we cannot add any symbols or logos for identify, or is it easily identify purpose? For example, based on the location, we have a different currencies, rupees, dollars, and ringgits like that. So accordingly, can we show up that rupees symbols or dollar symbol like that
No,
beside that
simple.
field name?
No, we don't have that option. But for each and every country, let's say if I'm going to at employee level. Now, corporate data model, why we don't have is this the whatever that we do in corporate data model. Okay, this is only for the consultants. Okay, it's not for the end users. End users will go to the employee files, not to the manage organization pay, where we go and look at the foundation objects. These foundation objects are maintained or defined by consultants. Okay, not for the users. But for users, now if you look at the country, wherever you have country, if you want to show up the flag, you can show up the country flag. Not for the currency. Currency, it will show up as it is a pick list value. So drop down value, you can choose the currency. That's it. Or if you go here, current pay, Even in the compensation details also, you have here USD specified. Okay, the currency, not only the currency.
Actually, this doubt actually, for example, as a manager, the employees will be located in different locations. As a manager, you want to see the employees' currencies and the location. I mean, different kind of fields as per their country specific, right? So I just got this kind of doubt. And the second one,
can you come again? Can you come again? What is your requirement?
Actually, as an employee, for example, let's say I'm the manager. So under me, there are 10 employees. All 10 employees are located in different locations, different countries. So I just want to see every country person, location-wise currencies. And,
firstly, in Employee Central, you cannot locate all the employees in one single place. For every employee, you need to go to employee file and see. Okay. Now you have that option in compensation module. Okay. We have a compensation module where the managers review employees' salaries and recommend the salary increases. Like we call them merit increases or promotions or lump sum amounts. Now, if you want to grant the amounts, there you'll be using the currencies. Okay. Now, if you are a manager, if you have 10 direct reports or if you have 20 direct reports, system will show all the direct reports under you. Okay. And for each employee, you can go see what is the currency, or if you are a planner who is you will be called as a planner in compensation module. Here you can go see the currency in your own currency. You have option here, planner currency. You see here, planner currency, functional currency, and then employee local currency. You have different options here. Now you can go check employee salary. Now it is showing every employee salary in euros. Okay. Similarly, you go change this to functional currency USD. It will change, or it will convert the currencies into USD. And if I go check employee local currency, it shows up what currency the employee is in. Like the local currency of the employee. It shows up in the local currency. Here you see euros, you see dollars, euros. So depending on the country of the employee, it shows up the currency. This is, as a manager, if you want to, now you have around 39 employees. Maybe for this manager, you have 39 employees who are reporting to him or her. So here you can see. But in Employee Central, if you want to look at the employee's salary, any employee salary, just go. You can only open one employee profile at a time. Go to one employee profile and see, look at the employee data. Again, all of the data, what you see, it all depends upon the permissions that are granted to you. Even though you're a manager, if you're not given access to look at the compensation details, you'll not be able to see. If you're given access to compensation details, and then you can see here, it will always have your currency or the local currency of this employee's MYR, Malaysian ringgit. So you can see here, if the salary is maintained, you can see MYR.
Okay.
It shows up now depending on the employee's the company that is mapped to the employee. Now, if this employee is tagged to a company which is in India, so the information or the comp information will only show the currency of IND. That's default.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing, for example, let's say there are two developers which is editing corporate data model. Is that possible?
Yeah, corporate data model, any number of employees.
Any data model, not only that, any data model.
Yeah. Data model, see, the concept is simple. Now you want to modify the data model, you first go export it from your provisioning or instance. Okay. Now it is opening up in your system, in your local machine. Now we two are working on the same project. You download the data model, you make some changes. I download the data model, I make some changes in my system. Okay. When you upload, let's say first you are uploading the data. All of the changes that you have done, you uploaded the corporate data model. Now simultaneously, I have downloaded, I have made changes, and I am uploading the data model after you. So system will keep the changes whatever that I have made, not the data model what you have made. So it is always good idea to have the backup of the data model. Now system also gives you option. Even I can go download the previous versions as well. I can always go download the previous version as well.
Okay, so new changes, it will be override, correct?
Yeah, it will overwrite. Yeah.
So I thought, for example, two people is downloaded the same data model, and one person is imported again to SuccessFactors system. Again, second person is imported to the SuccessFactors system.
No,
So
no,
both changes will
it won't.
be,
It won't
you know.
add. It overrides the data model.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Usually in real time in projects, only one person will be handling the data models.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be very careful
This,
while uploading the data models.
mm.
So that's why you want to make
System
changes.
will,
See,
okay.
yeah, system will show you how when was the data model uploaded, who has made the changes. That's why you have that comment option.
Okay.
Mandatory.
Okay.
Who made the change and when was the change made.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So give me a second. I'm sorry. So what was the other thing? Okay. So you want to look at the data models. I think the data models got moved recently out from partner edge. I was just checking for that here. So it should be here, implementation administration guides. Last time, when I heard, maybe 1 month or 2 months back, I heard that data models are moved from here. No, it used to be here in this section of implement, somewhere here. Okay, I think download center, let me go here. All of these downloads, they are trying to move into one place. Not sure if you have. No, they're not. Yeah, it used to be actually here, directly from here we used to download.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, let me find out this one. Maybe I'll get back to you on this tomorrow.
Okay, Venu.
Yeah. Anything else?
From instance, so that we should download from the path that you showed, right?
Yeah,
That
that you can just search for corporate data model.
okay. Only for corporate data model or any kind of data model?
Any data model, corporate, country specific corporate, or succession.
Okay.
All of these data models you can just search here and download. Export
In
succession
real
data model, import succession and country specific succession. Yeah.
in real time project also we can download it from the instance, right?
No, first time you have to upload it in the provisioning. Then from there you can go and download. Okay. Let me check if we have here. No, not these ones. Yeah, I'll show you on that where to download. Maybe in tomorrow session. What else? Go back to
The
Employee
first time,
Central.
like download it from the provisioning.
Yeah, first time you need to download it from. Let me write it down here. Download from partner edge. Okay. Upload in provisioning. all the 4. Here when I say upload the 4 data models. Okay, and from here onwards, once you upload it in provisioning, you can import or export from instance. This is only for corporate data model and country specific corporate data model. Import and export from instance or provisioning. Okay, and from provisioning or export from instance. Okay, so first time you have to download it from partner. Now, if they have moved it to download center, then it is download center. I'll check this and let you know. After it is moved to download center, I have not downloaded from there, but let me check and get back to you on that. The last time I have downloaded this was sometime in the month of Feb from partner edge only, not from download center. Okay. Clear? Can we move on? Next step. This part is done, right? Defining the corporate data model. Next step is defining the country region specific corporate data model. What is country specific corporate data model used for? What is country specific corporate data model used for? What is it used for?
It is used for some countries, like the address which is specific to a country, like a department address or the company, or to define the legal entity, address of legal entity. So every country will have different fields, and like we have in succession data model,
Yeah.
a country specific. So we have a national ID card for different
No,
country.
don't go to country specific succession data model. It's about the country specific corporate data model. For country specific corporate data model, it is only used to maintain the business address or the corporate address. We call it corporate address format. When you choose a country, system displays particular address format. Okay, so these address format, United States, you go choose United States, system brings up the fields that are specific to this country. Okay, and all of these are defined in location is a foundation object which is configured or which is defined in corporate data model. But within corporate data model, we have one section of business address which has got the corporate address format, and this address format comes from country specific corporate data model. Now you go to import export country region specific XML for corporate data model, this navigation, and go export it. You go search for export and click on export. Okay, now this is the file which I have exported. Let me go back, open with or edit with XML pad. Okay, now this is country specific corporate data model. Give me 1 minute, I'm back. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm back. Okay, So country specific corporate data model speaks about the corporate address of each of the country. Now, if you go and see, open the country specific corporate data model, you see on the outline, document outline, you see all of these countries. That means for all of these countries, the address format is defined. I will go back to table view. It is simple, not like corporate data model. We don't have too many elements. Expand country specific fields, and this is defined for 51 countries. Okay, for 51 countries, the address format is defined, and these are those countries. These are the country IDs. For USA, what is the address format? You go expand the address format. There are 9 fields. Expand these 9 fields. You see here, these are the 9 fields. Same thing. Maximum length, for each of the field, you have maximum length, ID of the field, visibility, whether it is both or none, required, mandatory true or false, label, and additionally here we have something called pick list. This is pick list. Now pick list, if you want a particular text field to show up as a pick list. Now what is this field? This is the state field. If I go here in instance and pick the state, this is the drop down. This is the drop down which is displaying all the states of USA, and this is coming from a place called pick list center. Within instance we have something called pick list center. Search for pick list center here. Okay, and which pick list is used? You expand this pick list ID. Here it says state underscore USA. The ID of the pick list is state underscore USA. Search for it. This is that pick list which is referring to. Now here in this pick list, whatever states that we have maintained, so these are all the states. These are the states of US. So similarly, for each and every country, the pick list ID is maintained. For state, you have the pick list ID. Okay, so these are the 9 fields what we have. Now this is county. You have here county. Okay, now if I go to, almost same fields are used for other countries as well, but the field label is different. Here we have district. Now same thing, if I go back to IND, country IND, this one, HRIS element, corporate address, there are 8 fields. We have address line 1, 2, 3, city, we have county, but we don't use counties in India. For county, the field label here, it is maintained as a district. So in the front end, we see it as a district. And the state label, we have maintained it as state bar union territory. And the pick list, what is referring to India is state underscore IND. Now here, if I go search for pick list, state underscore IND. Okay, so whatever values that we have here, active values here, so all of these will show up in the drop down. Andaman Nicobar, Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, and so on. Same thing. Clear? So now the country specific address format is defined for only these 51 countries. But in the front end, you may see many more countries. Okay. So for example, if I go to Afghanistan, the corporate data model, the corporate address is not maintained. So it will show up only city. For whichever country, the address format is not maintained, for them you'll only see one field called city. Other than country, you'll only see one field called city. For all the countries where you don't have any corporate address maintained, for other countries like United Kingdom and all the regular countries, you will find the complete set of address format. Okay, United Arab Emirates or all of these countries, you'll find the address format maintained. But for only for countries where we don't have address format, there you will find only one field called city. Clear? So that's it. Only for all of these countries, for each of these countries, you have the corporate address format, and within this you have the fields defined. So the fields, whatever fields that are set here. Now you want to add one more country. Let's say you implementing for one customer where the country is not maintained. Okay, so let's say for this for one of the country we don't have. So just go, you can maintain that source. You can just copy from here. Okay, so just copy it. Here, copy and say paste. Just change the country. By default, system gives you all the countries, but if you want, you can just enter the country ID. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, Venu.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any doubts here on country specific corporate data model? This is simple. So 99% you will not be making any changes in the corporate data model. 100% you will not making any changes in the country specific corporate data model. Some changes, what we do in corporate data model, I'll let you know when we go and maintain the data. Okay. Now the next step, after fourth step, uploading of the corporate data model, the fifth step is to set up MDF foundation objects. Set up MDF foundation objects. Now here again. Now so far we have heard of foundation objects. What are foundation objects? What are foundation objects?
Corporate objects like legal entity, division, department, location.
Job, organization ID, position.
Yeah. Foundation objects are those objects which are used to build the structure of organization, job and pay. And the examples of foundation objects are your location, pay grade, pay range, location group, geozone, etc. All of these are examples of foundation objects. And where are we defining them? We are defining them in corporate data model. So we have to add a field for any of these objects. Okay. If I have to add a field for any of these objects, I'll have to go to corporate data model. The maintenance part is done in manage, organization, pay and job structure. Manage, org, pay and job structure. This is the navigation. In instance, you have to go search for manage, organization, pay and job structure to maintain your foundation objects. Now, if you have bulk objects, like I have hundreds of location to be created or hundreds of pay grades to be created, then you can use import foundation data. It's a navigation called import foundation data. Now, the second type of object here is MDF foundation objects. MDF meaning metadata framework foundation objects. Examples are your company, business unit, division, department, etc. Now, I've told you earlier that legal entity, business unit, and all are foundation objects. Now, all of these were foundation objects earlier. Okay, maybe before 4 years or 5 years, all of these were called foundation objects. Now they are not foundation objects anymore. Now they are called MDF foundation objects, metadata framework foundation objects. Now, why do we call them? Because we don't define them in corporate data model. Instead, we are doing it through configure object definition in instance. Some of the objects are migrated from corporate data model and SuccessFactors have moved them to instance. Now, if I have to go change the fields or add any field in any of these objects, you can go to configure object definition to change the attributes or to add the custom fields. And these are maintained using manage data. And we can also import them using import and export data. The option called import and export data. The navigation called import and export data. The third type of objects are generic objects. Now, generic objects are similar to your MDF foundation objects. They are defined in configure object definition. They are maintained in managed data, and they can be imported or exported using import and export data. And the examples are your holidays, shift schedule, breaks, etc. There are many other, around thousands of objects. These are also defined in configure object definition and maintained using managed data. The fourth type of objects is employee fields. These examples are your job info, comp info, personal info, etc. These are the employee fields or employee profile portlets. Definition is done in succession data model. Maintenance is done in employee files and import employee data. And this table is very, very important. If you know this table, 50% of your configuration in EC is done. All of it, all of your objects revolves around these things, this table. You should know this table. Okay, now we have downloaded the corporate data model, uploaded the corporate data model. So this is done. Second part is your MDF foundation object, setting up of MDF foundation objects. Okay, so whatever object that you need to maintain, you will be maintaining it under managed data. And from here, we'll be doing everything in the instance. Now, if I go back to my implementation guide and click on MDF foundation data, let's see what does it say. As part of phased migration of foundation object to MDF, the following foundation objects are now MDF foundation objects, also referred to as generic objects. GOs meaning generic objects. Any org information configured using these foundation objects will now be configured using corresponding MDF foundation objects. Okay, now what are those objects and when were these objects moved? Cost center, department, division, business unit, legal entity, all of these were part of the data model earlier before these releases, Q4 or Q2 2015 release. They were part of the data model, but now they are not part of the data model. They are now part of the MDF objects. Okay, so if you scroll down, as part of the migration, the object definition for these foundation objects have also been migrated from corporate data model. As a result, migrated foundation objects will no longer be configured using configure data model. Instead, we use configure object definition page to configure these MDF foundation objects, and manage data page will be used to manage these MDF foundation objects. Now, that's why if I go here, I see all of these objects. I see here all of these objects. Now, under manage organization pay and job structure, you will see all the foundation objects. These are all foundation objects. We also see legal entity, pay group, department, business unit, job function, job classification. But you will not be able to maintain them. I click on legal entity. It says legal entity has been migrated to MDF. Click here to access legal entity, MDF foundation objects. Now we are in manage organization pay and job structure. And you click on MDF foundation objects. It leaves this page and it takes you to manage data. It takes you to manage data. Okay, here you'll see all the MDF foundation objects. These are all MDF foundation objects. Now, technically, there is no difference between MDF or generic objects. Both of them are same because both of them are defined in configure object definition. Both of them are maintained in managed data, and both of them can be imported or exported from import and export data. Okay, so here you can go maintain the data. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This
Yes,
table,
Venu.
very, very important. Okay, now we have to set up these MDF foundation objects. So we have to go to instance. From here, we'll be doing everything in instance. So first we'll go and see what we have to do, how we have to do it in the instance. Okay, now as soon as you log into the instance, this is the home page what you see. This is same page for every customer. Now this is called the latest home page. Earlier we used to have a different page where we used to see all of these actions in the tiles. Now we are calling it as quick action tiles. Okay, so every customer will see the similar page. Maybe the colors are different, maybe the background colors, background pictures are different, but everybody will see the same page. This is the latest home page. On the latest home page, you have a banner which can be changed. This is the default banner which SuccessFactors gives for every customer. When you start configuring the system, you will see the same picture for every customer. You want to have your own picture, you can change this picture. You want to have, now you want to remove this the picture completely. So this section will move up and the entire screen will show up in this color. Now, these colors can be different. You can change these colors. You can change the quick action colors, what you see here, even these can be changed. Okay, now on the left hand side, now the logo can be moved either onto the left hand side or onto the right hand side or the center of the page. That's the logo. And then you have module picker. This is called the home drop down or module picker. You click on the module picker, it shows up all the modules that are enabled in this instance. Now the end users will be using this module picker. Let's say I'm a recruiter who has logged in. So everybody will log into the same instance using their credentials. Once they log into the instance, now these will appear depending on the permissions that are granted to the user. Now if I'm a recruiter, I will see recruiting. Other end users, other employees will not say recruiting if they are not part of recruiting team. Maybe recruiters, hiring managers, and HRBPs, they will have a recruiting option because they have to go look at the candidates on the requisitions. They have to release requisitions. They have to fill the positions. So they will have to work on the recruiting module. So they will have option to recruiting. Employees will have performance. As an employee, if I am an employee, I can go to performance, I can fill my appraisals, I can fill my goals and so on. So I will have option to, every employee will have home, will have performance, will have org chat, will have employee files, some will have reporting. So depending on the type of employee that is logging into the system, they will see these drop down values. Okay, next is your global search bar. This is called global search bar. On the global search bar, you can search for any action or you can search for any employee. If there is an action configured in the system, you can go to that action using the global search bar. Here, if I have to go to manage data, go search for manage data. When you search the manage data, system will show up all the probable searches because all of these actions contain manage and data. So it is showing up here. Okay, now this is what I wanted to go. Now you don't have to type the word completely. You just type 3 letters in a word and system shows you that search: manage, organization, pay, and job structure. So you can search for the action that you want to do, or you can also search for the employees that are existing in the system. You go search for the employee here. Okay, this is called global search bar. And beside global search bar, you have to do items. Now I have logged in as one of the user, maybe Laurent. I've logged in as Laurent. So Laurent, there is one to do item that Laurent has to do. He has to take some course. Okay, so this is the action, to do action that is pending from Laurent. Different users, when they log in, they will see the different to do actions. Maybe if I am an approver and if I have to approve some transactions, I might see the to do items here. Now I can go scroll down and see whatever actions that are pending with me. I will go and approve or reject. And this is your product feedback button. Now this can be enabled or disabled. Now in real time you won't see the product feedback. If you want to give some feedback to SAP, you can click on the product feedback and it takes you to, it opens up the product feedback option here. You can write down. Okay, and this is your help and tutorials. Same thing for if you want to give users option to navigate to the share folder, or if you want to document how to navigate or how to use SuccessFactors, you can place your documents in the help and tutorials. Beside help and tutorials, you have Ask HR. Ask HR is a ticketing tool, SuccessFactors or SAP ticketing tool. Now, if you are using SAP ticketing tool, users will be given access to Ask HR where they can log in and create tickets. Now, if something is not working, maybe the configuration or maybe some process is not working, you can go and create a ticket using Ask HR. Okay. And then you have notifications, any notifications that are pending from users, and it will show up. This is to do actions which you have to take, and some notifications. If there are any notifications that you have to do, then you can go to notifications. Then you have, let me go back to the home page. Okay. Now here, after your notifications, you have the employee. So this is the employee that I have logged in. I have used this person's credentials to log into the system. So you click on the employee, you will see the employee name and you will see the employee's username with which user has logged into the system. I have logged into system using this ID. This is my ID with which I have logged in. Okay. Under that you have proxy now. In real time, not every employee is given proxy now access. Only the admins or only the consultants we have proxy now option. Now using proxy now, you can log into any other employees. Okay, who's that? I heard a lot of noise in the back end. Can you go on mute? Yeah, thank you. So using proxy now button, you can log into other users, any other users. Okay, and you can access their page. Let's say I am a HR or I'm an admin. If I have to apply leave on behalf of someone, I can proxy as that user. Or if I have to approve, instead of applying a leave, if I have to approve a leave, let's say I'm a manager, now I'm an admin. Now there is a action which manager has to take and manager is out of station. Now manager will not be available for next 15 days. So if you have option to proxy as that user and approve the request, you can go proxy now. Now just click on proxy and let's say I want to proxy as one of the user called Mohan. search for the user and say okay. Now you will be logging into that user without user's credentials. Now I've not used user's credentials. I have searched for the user, only for the user, and I am logging into the user. Okay. Now here, if you see, there are 13 to-do items for Mohan. Okay. Now scroll down, you might see here for you today. There are some actions that are pending at the Mohan's end. So Mohan can go and configure. So Mohan sees all these actions what Mohan has access to. Here I don't see learning. Learning is Mohan doesn't have access to learning. So all that Mohan can do, now I can go and do that. Maybe I can initiate some actions. If I have to approve some actions, I can do on behalf of Mohan. So in real time, this option is not given to every user. Now see here, I have option of become self. When I proxy as someone, I have option to become self. I will not have access, their proxy now. Now I will have access to proxy now because I've become self. That's proxy now. Next is your settings. Under settings, you can change your password. You can change your password. You can change your language. You can activate your mobile. All of these things you can do it from settings. Like you go here, you want to change the password, you can change. Or sometimes recruiters may want to see recruiting page instead of home page. As soon as they log in, if they want to see recruiting page, so they can have the start page as recruiting. Similarly, if some pages have got sub tabs, you can also do sub tabs. Okay, you can change language. You can also activate your mobiles and all. Okay, so these things can be given. Now, if I want to grant proxy access now as a user, if Lauren want to access the proxy, you can go assign proxy. Now, I want to give my proxy access to someone. I can go assign proxy. Click on assign proxy, what modules you want to give. You can choose the user and grant proxy access to the users. Okay. And then admin center is a place where you do all your configurations. Now, all the actions that you're searching here on the global search bar can be accessed from admin center. Admin center is a place where you'll be doing all of your configurations, and your configurations will find it under tools. This is the latest admin center. Earlier, we used to see the admin center in a different way. That page was much cleaner, and that page was was easy to understand. Now here we have different sections. Now all of the actions you'll find it under tools. You go, you can search for the action here, manage organization. You see here, you can search for the action, or you go to see all, you'll find all the actions. Now these actions for all the modules, not only Employee Central. The Employee Central related, you'll find it in employee files, and you'll find it in company settings. There is one more thing called company settings. Now, if you go here, you'll find manage data. And on the left hand side, you see the star. When you mouse over, you'll find the star. This is setting up the favorites. You can set these things as your favorites. Let's say I want to set this as my favorite. Okay, manage organization pay. I want to set it as my favorite. So instead of searching for all of these actions, you can search, you can set them as your favorites, and these favorites will be available here. Tools, you see here, these are the favorites that I have set. Now instead of searching, you can go back to admin center, go to tools, and find out the favorites that you have added. Apart from the admin tools, we mainly use it for your admin tools, and you also use it for admin alerts. If there are any alerts that are triggered for the admin, like some workflows got stalled or some configuration missing, you can find that information in the admin alerts. That's your admin center. You'll find the release information as well, and anything that you have created a dashboards or a tiles, you will also find them here. And after admin center, you have show version information. You can go see the version information. Now the current version what we are using is B2205. That means 2022-05, the first half of 2022. And the company ID. This is the company ID that I am using. This is just the information. And then if you want to log out, you go click on log out. Or from any page, if you want to come back to the home page, you can go click on home drop down. Just click on the home drop down and click on home. You'll land up on the home page. Any doubts here? No doubts?
No, Venu.
Okay. So this is how you navigate to the actions that you want to do. Or on the home page, you can always go. If there are any to-do items, you can take the actions. Okay. Now these are some of the quick actions which are enabled for this instance. Now maybe in real time you may not see all of them, because since this is a demo instance, you see most of lot of actions here. But in real time you may see only 10 or 12 of them. If your customer is not using time off, so you will not see request time off option here. If your customer is not using recognize option, you will not see that. If your customer is not using goals, you'll not see this. You'll not see these quick actions. Now all of these quick actions can also be controlled. What to show up in the front, what to show up on the home page, and what do you want to hide on the home page. So now all of this can be configured. Now you see, depending on the region that we are logging in, it shows up whether it is good morning or good evening. Okay, and the background picture, this can also be changed. Now all of these things comes under themes. Okay, we'll be looking at themes as well. It's a small topic, like how to change the logo, how to change the background colors, how to change the text colors. Now these things can be changed. When you mouse over, you see the background color, and when you open something, you see that in a different color. So each and everything you see in different colors, different pages. Okay, so all of these things can be changed. These quick actions colors can be changed. The picture can be changed. The messages can be changed. If you don't want, you can remove this color. Remove the text. The page, this is the header. This header color can be changed. Labels, what you see here, all of these labels can also be changed. The labels can also be changed. Okay. So we'll stop it here for today. We'll continue tomorrow with setting up of MDF objects. Now from tomorrow we'll start the actual configuration. So we'll now configure everything in the system from tomorrow session. Okay. Why are you so silent?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Venu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.